What's up? It is it's day 5 of the Nystatin treatment. I have to say that the body aches are still pretty brutal. I'm taking Advil just to sleep. It's like my legs and my back. I don't know. I feel like I'm 90, and I guess they call it. I want to say die-off. There's another term for it, hexamers syndrome or something. That's what I read on the internet anyway. So, so I'm doing the Nystatin and the Candida diet at the same time. The Candida diet is absolutely no sugars, no processed foods, pretty limited, although from what I've researched, there's just like the diets are just kind of all over the place. And sometimes I wonder, does anybody know anything? You know what I'm saying? It's like the internet provides all of this data, but just to get something concrete, seems like it's impossible. So it's a little frustrating. Anyway, so I thought I would talk about, just for a second, why I'm even doing this. And you know, like I've said before, I've looked online for people who have done Nystatin, and it's really hard to find. The symptoms seem to vary kind of all over the place. Whether or not this is going to be helpful, I'm not even sure anymore, to be honest. So one thing I wanted to mention was, this all started because I sort of hit a point where I was just too stressed out, like too much going on in my life. I remodeled a house. I had a breakup with a girlfriend, and my work was really busy. And I just sort of I feel like my head popped. And so this is like, I don't know, 6 months later, after quitting my job and, you know, quit drinking alcohol, working out consistently, doing meditation. I've tried so many things to deal with anxiety. And I'm beginning to think a lot of the anxiety is just existential. And I don't know if a lot of you are aware of like an existential crisis, what's called also the midlife crisis. But essentially it's like you reach a point in your life, as it's described, where you just sort of question everything. Like, why the fuck does any of this matter? You know? Why do we go to our jobs every day and have conversations we don't want to have? Obviously, we have to survive. So that would be one reason that we can all agree on. Like, well, dude, we're just surviving. We're just surviving, bro. One thing I did realize, though, is I'm just on it. I'm searching, right? So you just have this, like, I have this. That's nice. There's Nystatin for you. It's delicious. I just took some. It still tastes like licorice and ham. Nice. Tastes like licorice and hand lotion. I've determined that's exactly what it tastes like. Anyway, so one thing I have noticed as I creep toward trying to find a counselor and trying to figure out what's going on is you can get to a point where you just start to question everything. Like, what am I doing? You know, I remodeled the house for 3 years. It's kind of a long story, but after it was over, after the struggle was over, it turned out awesome. But after that, I was like, dude, what am I even doing here? And I think what can happen is we get so involved in our missions, you know, having kids or getting the promotion or maybe paying off a car or just trying to succeed at something, and particularly this culture. And when it's done, you know, have you ever found you asked yourself, like, well, what do I do now? And it seems like what we usually do is we just create a new mission, you know? I think having kids is a fantastic way to deal with that. Or maybe not. I don't have kids, so maybe if you have kids, you'd be like, no way, man, it's not. That's not. It's a horrible way. It's absolutely brutal. and rewarding, of course. Anyway, the point is, if you find that you're in an existential crisis, or you have somehow just anxiety has just sort of come up, or maybe you've had it your entire life and you're still just struggling, you're still trying to figure out what you're doing, like you keep trying different things. And I think that's the point. We have to keep trying different things. This Nystatin for me and this Candida diet, it's just like, yeah, why not? Why fucking not? Why not try a completely crazy diet and take this anti-fungal, because apparently mushrooms have invaded my body and now I'm basically an alien and it just wants sugar. So that's why I drink mochas and peanut butter cookies. I just never would have thought, a year ago that I'd be sitting here recording a video talking about what it's like on day 5 of taking licorice hand lotion juice 4 times a day. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, so I thought for the continuance of the Nystatin, I will maybe try to add some more about my history and what I've gone through, and hopefully that'll be helpful. Because the whole point of this, the whole point of trying Nystatin was to figure out where my anxiety came from. In particular, panic attacks and agoraphobia. And anyway, hopefully that'll be helpful to someone. Maybe people out there have also hit this point where you're just like, oh, I'm just trying. That's what the doctor said. Take the yellow goo juice and let's see how you're doing in a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Life is really, really just an experiment. Anyway, we're in Seattle tonight. I'm in Seattle tonight. I don't know why I said we. And there's a storm coming. So if anybody watches this, be safe. Watch out for trees. And make sure you have some flashlights and some candles, because I have like 9,000 of those little IKEA candles. And last time the power went out, I couldn't find them. I don't know where I put them. And of course, when the power came back on, I found them. So have some candles, and then make sure you know where they are. That's really important. Anyway, thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.